My name's Gareth Thomas. I'm the Member of Parliament for Harrow West, and I'm delighted to be back here at London Community Kitchen in the heart of Wealdstone in Harrow. London Community Kitchen are one of the great success stories of the pandemic in Harrow, helping to get food to those who haven't got enough food. The reason I'm here today is because it's National Carers Week and National Volunteers Week, and what better way to try and show a bit of appreciation to volunteers in Harrow than to try and make lunch. Fortunately, I'm not doing that on my own. If I was, that would be a real worry. I've got Taz, who runs London Community Kitchen and is a former chef, and Allie, the lead person from Harrow Council for carers.
Thank you, Gareth. So today we are going to be making fish cakes. Many people buy in frozen fish cakes or chilled fish cakes. We want to show you how simple it can be if you have the right ingredients in front of you. And we just want to also maybe complement the fish cakes with a tartar sauce or a version of tartar sauce. So everything from here you see today here was intercepted by London's Community Kitchen. London's Community Kitchen is situated in a way where our project works on food that is destined for landfill. We intercept it and then redistribute it back into the community, and also by cookery courses. So today it's going to be fish cakes with a version of a tartar sauce.
So where do we start?
We start
Who's doing what?
with this. So the idea with fish, many people get really complicated with fish cakes. The idea with food is just keep everything as simple as possible. If it's complicated, then just walk away, because you're either going to mess it up or you're not going to understand it, and it's not going to be a benefit to you. So fish cakes, you can pretty much use anything you want. There's variations as you go everywhere. So Gareth, we've got halibut here.
Okay.
Yeah, we've got a nice white fillet of halibut. It could be frozen, you can defrost it. You can even have a trout. What we have today is trout and a halibut. No, it's red trout, rainbow trout. But if you don't have fresh fish, you can still use a canned tuna or something equivalent, like canned salmon or whatever you want. So it's actually, don't think you need fresh fish to do this, but we'll show you both ways. So with your fillet, Gareth, what we do, we'd normally poach this in a infused milk, which if you look over here just to your left, that is milk. So what we do with that, we just have normal milk.
Do you want to bring it over?
We'll infuse it. I'll bring it over.
Can you bring the...
This, yeah?
Yeah.
Mind your hands.
It's not hot, so it's okay. So it's basically, I don't know if you can see there, the viewers, but it's just milk there. What we've done with the milk is we've just infused it with peppercorns, clove, bay leaf, salt, pepper, and some garlic and shallots. That's it. You don't boil that, you just warm that up slightly, add it just before it comes to simmer, you turn it down a notch, put your fish in there, poach it, 15-20 minutes, your fish is done. You don't want to overcook the fish.
So just as, because I'm someone who's not a great cook, to put it mildly, so just in even simpler terms, I get me fish or my tin tuna out, I put it in milk, with some shallots and the various other ingredients. I literally just throw them in. That's it. And I can just warm it up. I don't have to stir it or anything like that. Yeah. Don't boil it.
So don't bring it to boiling point. Let it simmer at a low simmer. So it's a low medium heat. You will only put fish fillets in there. You will never put canned fish in there.
Is that because that's cooked already?
That's not only cooked. It's actually pureed. But you want to get that to that stage. So that's already done. So what we do over here...
Does the fish go in before the milk's been simmered?
So it can go in at the same time. Okay. Ideally, you'd get the milk, you'd put all the ingredients which I've told you to put in there. It's just your herbs, really, basically. Okay. It's your herbs and spices. Put your herbs and spices in there, put the fish in there, and just simmer it for 15 minutes.
Okay.
That's it.
And just tell me again what herbs go in?
So, peppercorns, clove, bay leaf. This is what we've done today. So mixed herbs, a little bit of shallot, and that's pretty much it. And if you want to spice it up a bit, I'll show you how to do that in a minute.
Gareth's obviously used to big cook, little cook, yeah? And this is ready, steady cook.
Gareth normally gets his fish cakes from the freezer section at Morrison's.
We're going to attempt to change that today. But just very quickly, we work on a philosophy of zero waste, and literally zero hunger. The milk in there we would not discard that. What we'd do, if you're making a fisherman's pie, we'd make a bechamel sauce out of that.
Oh, okay.
Already
That's
has the
fantastic.
flavour of the fish in there. We'd thicken it with a roux, and then we'd use it to make it a bake a pie.
Brilliant.
And we probably will do that later, but we can leave that for now. Right, so now what I've done, as they used to do in blue pizza, here's one I prepared earlier.
Okay.
So the idea was for it to cool down a little bit, so
Yeah.
you can work with it. You don't want to work with it whilst it's hot, it'll burn your hand. But if you look here, Gareth, it's retained its structure.
Oh yeah.
That's the level you want it to be cooked at. You don't want it to be mush like this.
Okay.
Yeah?
Okay.
Because you still want to have that coarse texture in there.
Okay.
Now, what I've done for the argument of today, or for the sake of today rather, I've pre-boiled potatoes.
Yep.
Yeah?
Yep.
The ratio should be 60-40.
60% potato, 40% fish.
Yes.
Okay.
That's a very good fish cake. Some people would disagree and do 20-80, but that's entirely up to you. It's how rich you are or how much fish you've got in the cupboard. Yeah? Right, so now what we're going to do is, if I first leave this here with you,
Okay. Yeah.
right, and move this out your way, if I can ask you to just work your way through that with your lovely
What do you want
gloves
me to
in
do?
your hands, I just want you to just break
Make it into mash.
Well, not really mash, still coarse, just like that.
Okay.
So it's still like it's mashed potatoes or crushed potatoes rather. And Ali, if you do
I get the smelly job.
no, so what you need to do is just make sure the herbs are on the side, and then we'll add these to that mixture later.
So on the side,
Yeah.
take them out.
If you could just put them in the bin here,
Okay.
yeah.
And I see in here you've also got, is that nutmeg?
Yes.
Ooh, nice.
No, it's yes, cinnamon as well. Yes.
I wouldn't normally associate it putting that with.
So if you smell this, Ali, just hold on. If you smell that, yeah.
That's
Can you
alright.
get that?
It hasn't got a horrible fragrance.
No, it
I know-
hasn't. So it's just a gentle herbs that you want.
What's that?
Shallot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ali, I think you've got the easier job.
I think I have.
to
And
be
my
fair.
hands will be far cleaner, but a lot smellier.
So that's perfect, Gareth. That's
Is
it.
that right?
Yeah, that's it. We don't want it less than that.
Yeah, if you're an expert, see?
Right,
You said
so-
you couldn't cook.
I can boil potatoes. I am good at that.
I
So-
can boil the water.
Because it's a fish cake,
Yeah.
we just have to be a bit mindful at this stage, because although it's a fillet, there's no bones in there, but that you may find some bones in there. So Ali, if
Right.
I can ask you now to hold one fillet in your hand, yes, take the skin off, yes. You can leave it in the bowl. Leave it in the bowl. Yeah.
Can we use that as well?
I grab that, and then what you do, if you with your hand you flake it into small bits, and then you'll be able to feel it if there's a bone in there. And
Okay.
there usually is not, but you might have the odd one in there. Yeah, we good like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All of this, yeah?
That's it, all of it.
See, I'm really funny. I wouldn't ever eat the scaly bit, but are you going to put that in?
No.
Oh, I quite like the scaly bit.
Do you?
Yeah.
So the scaly bit usually would be better if you pan fry the fish
Right.
and you make it crispy.
Yeah.
Otherwise, that would not be very.
No, normally I take it off when I get fish and chips. Do you have fish and chips a lot?
I try not to.
No?
I like the fish. I'm just.
Are you
I like it.
traditional on
I
a
like it.
Friday, fish and chips?
I do like a chip. It has to be said occasionally. Yeah.
I do like a chip.
So if you see here, that's just slightly undercooked. It's still soft. It's retained this texture, and you don't want it to be mush. Otherwise, it's just won't have the right consistency you need.
Do you know what looks nice is the fact that normally with fish cakes they're like a pulpy, aren't they? They're just, you know, but this looks like it's going to have like big chunky bits of fish.
What do you mean pulpy? What is
Just, you know, when you get fish cakes, I mean, I'm talking about in the fish and chip shop, but they come across as, they come into like a pack and everything's been like mushed up together.
it? Yeah, you don't want to do that.
No. Well caught by my foot.
So Ali, there's lots of carers in Harrow. I mean, the numbers are considerable, aren't they? We're talking
Yeah.
sort of.
That's fine. Ali.
Well, what's the latest estimate? Is it rough? Is it 18, 20,000 or more?
No, it's a lot more than that, and I think we're not going to really know for true how many there are because there's a lot of hidden carers.
Yeah.
So literally, there were around 25,000. That was a guesstimation. Obviously, we've had the census, and we should identify more. But during the pandemic, because there's been so much difficulty for people have actually taken on the role of a carer,
Yep.
but without probably recognising themselves as a carer. So there's probably more than, I would say it's sometimes double what we actually think there is. Because people don't obviously identify themselves. We can be a husband or a wife looking after our partner. We can be a parent of a child with a disability, and we see ourselves as. a husband or a wife or a parent's responsibility. So I think what's really important, especially now in National Carers Week, is getting that message out there that if you have somebody who's reliant upon your support, just recognise that you're not on your own, and there's nothing wrong with saying, you know what, this is really, really tough, and especially it's been exceptionally tough over the past year, and I'm looking at what's out there, and obviously we've got a great carers organisation, Harrow Carers.
Yep.
There's Harrow Council, we've got some good web pages just been updated. Harrow Carers have got a whole range of events taking place this week, and people can get more information about that by contacting. Can I give the number?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you contact 0208 868 5224 or send an email to wellbeing@harrowcarers.org. They'll be able to tell you about the range of events taking place this week, and also be able to sign you up to join for free newsletters to participate in events for carers. And absolutely as important, young carers. There's a lot of young people out there who don't identify themselves as a carer. So it could be a young person who has a brother or a sister who's got special needs or additional needs, or a young person who's supporting a parent who's got substance misuse or a disability themselves. Harrow Carers have a great team there that can offer that support.
Back to cooking?
Back to cooking.
All right, okay. So you see the ratio there, it already starting to look really nice, just give it a little mix. So now we're going to add other things to it to give it flavour.
Gareth's stirring it while we chop them all in at him.
I can probably stir. I can probably manage the stirring.
How are you with the knife, Gareth?
The knife? Yeah. Always liked wielding the knife, yeah.
So here's some spring onions.
Yeah.
So if you can just put them
Literally
in
just throw them in?
I think so, the whole lot will do.
Oh,
yeah.
Look at that, that looks good.
I love spring onions.
Right.
Just adds a bit of colour, doesn't it?
Yeah.
No, so hold on, Gareth, so there's a bit more. So if you grab some mixed herbs,
Yeah. Just
put a couple of big pinches of that in.
Oh, not the whole lot.
No, not the whole lot. I'll tell you what, I'll make it a little easier for you. Yeah.
You nearly got in trouble.
There you go, Gareth.
That would have been some cracking.
2 big teaspoons of that. Yeah. So these are your dried mixed herbs. That's fine. Yeah, that's good. Yeah. Maybe a little bit more because there's quite a lot of potato. Potatoes will absorb a lot of spice and herbs. That's good.
Oh, is that right? Okay.
Yeah. Himalayan salt.
Yeah.
So we've got some very nice Himalayan salt. So with this, Gareth,
How much you
can still use the same teaspoon.
Okay.
We just want to, but we're going to sprinkle it over, not in one area. So just sprinkle it. Yeah. Yeah. And then maybe some on.
Come underneath.
Yeah.
That's
A little bit, tiny bit more, like a quarter more. Yeah, pardon?
Should we start doing the tartar at the same time?
Yeah, well, we're going to be done. It wouldn't be too right now. So, Gareth, we grew these.
You grew
This in the garden here.
the parsley.
Yep.
Oh, fantastic.
So we've got coriander here,
Okay.
and you've got parsley. So every country in the world has a variation on fish cakes. The more you go to Asia and South Asia, you'd have red chilies in there, you'd have cilantro in there, and it will just be the local herbs that they use in their cuisine. You go towards Europe, you'll start using more Mediterranean herbs like parsley, thyme, oregano, and basil. It just is a variation. So there's no real set rule to a fish cake. It's whatever you fancy. So, are you good with chopping herbs, Gareth, or shall I do it?
We can find out.
You can find that, right? So I'll just do a little bit. So if you get a little bit like that, you scrunch them up. Let's put this out of the way. Let's put this over here.
Like how I'm stirring this.
Yeah, but just actually no, Ali.
No. I'm just gonna make
So
a mess of that.
Gareth, if you just get it like this, you just squinch it up, yeah, and then we just want to just finely shred it. So the idea is just you just want like a coarse chop. You don't want something too fine.
And no fingers.
So it's a coarse chop. Excuse me, Ali. There we go. Right, and if you can just do the same, sir.
Okay, I'll give it a go.
Yeah, just mind the thumb. You're not driving, are you?
Look at the speed of that.
Oh,
It could have been your hands, Taz, couldn't it?
Look at the skills.
Yeah, no,
Absolutely.
that's absolutely perfect.
You get
That's
a
a-
really
that
strong
is a
smell
generous-
coming over there,
Yeah.
aren't
Oh,
you?
it smells lovely actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's just from the garden.
I know.
Yeah, literally is organic. Right.
All in?
Can I just give it a little rough chop, Gareth? Just So once you've done that, just give it a little. Just make sure it's. We want it. We don't want it sticking in our teeth.
And Taz, you mentioned the garden, and obviously you've got an amazing volunteer
Yeah.
down here who maintains the garden at the moment.
We have probably one of the oldest residents in Harrow, who is the most active gardener. The gentleman must be in his mid-80s. He's been around the block a bit. He's quite well known in Harrow Private School as one of the big swimmers. So Gareth, we can add that in there. His name is Bob. He looks after the allotment. We've got literally Our herbs have come from there. Spring onions are planted in there. We've got garlic, we've got chive, all the herbs. The bay leaves have just come from there. So we used the bay leaf for the infused milk.
Yep.
That's what we used it for.
You can actually scrunch it and smell it.
You can do. It's a bay leaf. It's a bit different.
Oh, it's not really.
Yeah. So
I mean, that is one of the remarkable things about Harrow. I mean, just the number of people who do volunteer. I mean, coming down here a couple of times during the pandemic, just seeing it's just I'm trying to understand the different backgrounds of people who are helping here.
Yes.
Some, in one case you've had someone very famous volunteering here, but you've also had other people who are just rooted in the community, heard of the need, came down and helped.
I think,
and that's true for so many organisations in Harrow.
Everyone's on the same level as well. There's no hierarchy here. There's no real, I say leadership, obviously everyone's got to have a leader behind it. However, everyone gets their hands dirty, and you're working along somebody who might be from a totally different culture, from a totally different background, and everyone works together. And you are always looking for more volunteers, aren't you?
Yeah, so we probably are very fortunate in the way we work as a community project, where we always need more volunteers. We're never actually short of volunteers, if that makes any sense. On a given day, we have about 20 to 30 people that come in here on a day, and they're not the same people. And we're now 7 days a week operation. I think the beauty is that because we've been so diverse, and we have literally created a snapshot of London, what is out there in here, and people have just fallen in love with that. And there's people from all faiths and no faiths and all walks of life, and they just come together for a common cause.
Yeah, it's a great mix. It's a great mix of people.
Harrow continues to have the Harrow Hub. So for people that might be experiencing difficulty, you can go onto the Harrow Council website, Google Harrow Hub and Help Harrow, and then there is support out there for people.
Yeah, so, yes, so you can come here and get all these ingredients and make it all for yourself. Now Gareth, that is already starting to look lovely, isn't it?
That looks
it's looking good. So now, if we get some limes, let's squeeze some lime in there. Go for it, Allie, squeeze some lime.
Oh, because knowing me, I'm going to squeeze it and go in Gareth's eye.
Yeah, that's why I'm standing back.
That might be deliberate though, Ali, won't it?
Yeah, obviously. Now, why is it lime you're using and not lemon?
So the lemon you can use, if you don't have lime, you can use lemon. I like to use lime because it has a sweeter taste to it. It's acidic, but it's acidic in the right way.
That's a lot of lime. Are you going to get that taste coming out?
Yeah, that's grand. We'll leave that one for the sauce.
Okay.
Yeah. So what will happen is the lime will basically, it's almost like an activator to the ingredients. So look, we don't want to crush this, we just want to fold it through. Yeah? Right? The only thing there's no binding ingredient in here besides the potato itself. Yeah? So let's just say we're here now, for example, okay? And that's kind of it, really. There's nothing else in there. Now, at this stage, I would probably ask one of you to check the seasoning.
Want to eat it?
Yeah.
Yeah, go on then. You know me.
Yeah.
I'll eat anything.
Sorry. Gareth, if you would just be kind enough to get a teaspoon, please.
Yeah.
2 teaspoons.
Yeah, Gareth will come back with a big serving spoon because you're Allie.
So, yeah, grab a little bit and taste it and just see if that's seasoned enough for salt. Because it's now or never, you might want some more salt or some pepper, and you'll add that at this stage.
I'd add more salt to it.
More salt, yeah?
Do
Okay.
you think?
Whatever.
It's a lady.
Tastes good to me.
Right.
Can I do more pinch of the Himalayan
Just
Salt?
1 second, let me see.
The pink one.
Oh, the pink one.
Do you want a little tad more?
You've got a real salty taste, haven't you?
Thank you very
There's
much,
a lot of salt in there.
Is there?
Yeah.
That's I like my fish and chips, don't I?
Alright, so
Tiny little bit, not too. That's too much. Don't ruin the taste of it. I was just trying to sound like I knew what I was talking about. That's really.
right. So there we go. That's it. Now we can make this. We can freeze it, chill it. It absolutely.
You can freeze it just like that.
No. So we'll make it into cakes just now.
Okay.
So what we'll do, the idea is we take it like a small ball size.
Yeah.
It depends how much you want, right?
You got a tray?
We have the tray right here.
Oh, that one.
Yeah.
Sorry, sir.
No. So there we go. And look, there's no binding ingredient besides the potato. We're working with it, so try not to wash your potatoes. Use the starch from the potato. Now there we go. How about that, Gareth? Do you think we can manage that?
Give it a go.
That's a good size.
And what happens then? Are you then gonna?
What happens then? You just leave it.
Are you not gonna put any? That's not for.
Yeah, but you see, you got to make these first, haven't you?
I'm making a production line. I'm being productive. I work 100 miles an hour. I was thinking, okay, we get a production
Just
line.
make a few of them.
Sorry, boss. Sorry,
But
chef.
Gareth, what you're gonna have to do
Yeah.
is you see now. Look, let me just show you.
Okay, what's your...
Just for the bet, Ali, that's a big one. That's greedy. Yeah. So the benefit of the users, you see there now. Yeah. So you just got to make it tight inside. So how we do it, we get it here, and then we just make it really tight. Don't worry about the shape. Make it really tight, and then you can formulate the shape later.
Oh, I see.
Randy
Okay.
said
see what I
don't
mean?
worry about the shape.
Okay. Okay.
There we go. And that's very important to do at that. So squeeze it together really firm, and then you can shape it at the end. That will remove the air pockets, so when you pan fry it, it'll break apart. Let's have a look, Ali.
Please let me beat Gareth.
Yeah, I don't think that looks very good.
I think it looks fantastic. How do you think it looks?
That is just wonderful.
Oh! Mm-mm.
What about that? Come on, that's
Perfect,
not bad.
perfect, perfect.
Oh, you have to say.
Perfect. It is.
I was so hoping to be teacher's pet.
There we go.
Did you always want to be teacher's pet, Gareth?
No, I wanted to be the teacher.
Oh, here we go.
There we go. See, it's not really that difficult. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And
What,
it's-
even for idiots?
No, but but look, if you think about it, you got potatoes are plenty, herbs are always there.
Is that a bit too big?
It's all right. Rashmi will take that one. There we go. And it's fun, you know. You got a couple of kids in the house. You can all get involved in doing it. It's just a fun family.
Children as well.
People will never associate themselves in this day and age with this millennial culture of making fish cakes. It's like, why would we want to do that? We go to Rachel's, but it's simple, it's fresh, and I promise you, you will taste the difference.
One of the things as well.
So we work with a lot of carers in Harrow, and actually London-wide. We work with a London-wide network of carers, which is managed by the NHS. And a lot of these youngsters, unfortunately, because of the care that they're providing for the elderly parent or sibling or whoever it is, they can't leave the house. So that then causes many other issues of isolation. And what we do like an online course for them. And if they're local in Harrow, we'll provide and send the ingredients to them. If we're further afield, we'll just send them the recipe card and the ingredients. They can then come in and access some of our courses. So ideally what we would do in this scenario now, is we'd put this in the fridge just to firm up a little bit, yeah? So it just allows you to settle down and it won't break so easily. Hopefully these won't break.
You know they're going to break, aren't they?
Hopefully not. So we're going to pane these. So pane is just a term of basically flour, egg and breadcrumbs. The breadcrumbs here, everything you see here would have been destined for landfill. We intercepted the flour, the eggs from the supermarket this morning, and breadcrumbs from Hello Fresh that we wrote.
Can I impress you now? So when we did a cookery course beforehand, you don't even have to have breadcrumbs. For your children that don't eat the crust of their bread, you can actually take the crust of breads, put it in the oven, harden them, leave them overnight, and then you can grate them and you can create your own breadcrumbs.
Yeah.
It's free.
Yeah.
You
Or
can press that.
stale bread, put it in a blender, and you got it done. You got breadcrumbs. Now, so for today, there's a lot of sage and onion stuffing we have. This is your paxo. Now, I would use this instead of breadcrumbs, and I have done that. So I will show you how to do a little variation of this with breadcrumbs. So I will do one, and then I will invite and encourage you guys to do the others. Yes? So you're gonna have it in the order, Ali?
Okay.
Yeah? So the first thing is the flour. You should be asking me at each stage why.
Because it holds it all together and gives a base for the egg to stick to.
So you put your flour in there, you give it a little dusting all over there. Yeah.
Any type of flour.
Plain is probably better, but it can be any flour, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Just take the excess off, yeah, like that. And then in there, so we can have like a cycle here actually if you want, but I'll just do one, so we have one there. And then let's just do one in panko, yeah.
If this falls apart, it's because it's Gareth's one that he did, yeah? Just
So you just do it there. You're still going to be very delicate with it, Ali. Yeah.
Being delicate.
Yeah, don't think like it's got breadcrumbs on this, and then there we go. And that's it. So Gareth, would you like to?
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe you can throw it in there, Ali, and Gareth can take care of it from the bread part.
Go on then,
You can do the messy part. You want to come over here, Ali?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Wow.
It's cracking, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Just throw it in, ain't you?
That was
Right?
deliberate, because I know you're going back to work after this. Look.
The ones that are complete, Gareth. We'll
Yeah, you
put
wanna
them
go on here?
Yeah, put them on the whiteboard. That's fine.
Go. It's quite therapeutic, isn't it?
And then once you've done the stage of putting the breadcrumbs on, I would chill them again, and then you can either put them in the freezer and they will last in your house. Just label them correctly, and then you're good to go. So you can either pan fry them or put them in the oven.
What are we going to do?
We're going to pan fry them because I like the butter association with the breadcrumbs. It's just extra taste. Before we do that, we'll quickly make a variation of a tartar sauce. You're not looking for a job, both of you, are you? Yeah, I can see that.
Oh, hang on. We're really trying our best, aren't we, Gareth?
Actually, Gareth's doing a good job.
We could open the Ali and Gareth School of Catering.
Do you know what? That would be genuinely terrifying.
That would be awful. Could you imagine? We only have to see each other
We'd
about
go-
once every 2 months at the moment. Can you imagine every day?
It's not that. It's just the amount of poisonings that would.
Yeah, there'd be a lot of claims, wouldn't there? Really?
Yeah.
So look, the fear in your mind about fish and it being raw, everything in this is cooked. The only thing that just needs to be fried is the breadcrumbs, and to a certain degree, the breadcrumbs,
I think our fear would be you not being here with us, Taz, helping us and guiding us.
Yeah. You'd be surprised. Every class that we've done fish cakes with and tartar sauce, every single one has said to me that we've never ever tried this at home. Just because they think it's too complex. It's not that complex. Seriously.
We can do it.
It's getting everything ready. That's the bit
Yeah.
beforehand, isn't it?
Yeah, you can even do that the night before. You can boil your potatoes, you can cook the fish off, put it in the fridge, put it together. It really is a very simple thing, but...
I've got an idea, Taz. Why don't we?
Oh God.
No, this is it's one of my better ideas.
Okay.
Gareth's going to love this. Okay, this is, why don't you see Gareth off today with a bag of ingredients, and he gets to make this with his kids, and then he gets to post how well he's done.
This is why I didn't want to do this.
I know. What do you reckon? Do you think you could do that?
Well, we can certainly do that.
And I'll take a bag as well, and then that will be our cook-off. Fear in your face.
Yeah.
I thought of my 6-year-old and 4-year-old
Yeah.
with egg.
And you leading.
Me trying to lead them through this process.
Yeah. I think it'd be good.
So Ali, for the sake, Gareth, if you just finish this one, Ali, that's okay then. What we can do, leave that one there, put all this here, we just clean this down.
Do you want to do the last one?
I would like to, but I think Ali's just taking the time a bit too much. We need to step up a little,
Yep.
Ali, you've been in the kitchen for some time now. Look at this.
I didn't make that mess, it was Gareth. When you turned away, Gareth was throwing things at me and really being the naughty pupil in the class.
To be honest with you, Taz, I think if it was just you and I, we'd have done it a lot quicker.
A lot quicker, isn't it? Right, we're
You
done.
know, the best thing about this is that you're going to be doing the washing up after this, Gareth.
Washing up I can do. I am good at washing up.
Right. Thank you very much. Right, so now the second part, Gareth, we're going to make some tartar sauce. Many people are just going into a frenzy. When they ask for tartar sauce, they look for a packet or they look for a little jar somewhere in the larder, but you don't need to have that. We're going to show you what you can do and how you can make a variation with things you already have in the kitchen. So, what we're going to do today, this morning, we got some creme fraiche.
Okay.
Yeah. We had some vegan mayonnaise. Everybody has mayonnaise at home.
I don't.
Okay.
I do.
Apart from Ali, right? Someone always has some kind of a mustard.
Yeah.
And then what we are going to do today is make a variation. So if I can invite both of you to make this together.
Are we going to have a cookout now?
Yes.
Alright,
So
okay.
Gareth,
Yeah.
if you can take about 5 or 6 big heapful spoons, yeah, just put it in there. Ali, you can do the same.
Oi, you're
What?
taking loads.
I know, that's because mine's going to be better than yours.
Yeah,
Not
go on.
a chance.
Lovely.
It certainly is.
Not a chance.
That's perfect. So here we go. You got your creme fraiche. Right, that's out of the way. Now what we'll do, mayonnaise. We'll add some mayonnaise to this. We don't need to add mayonnaise, but it's because it's got a thickening binding agent in there. It'll just make this,
Okay.
make the creme fraiche go a little longer. So I'll add a bit of that in there. It's vegan mayonnaise. Yeah.
Doesn't have to be vegan mayonnaise.
It doesn't have to be. It's just what we've got. I'm just trying to say, you know, this is what we have, and it is what it is. So there we go. You've got a bit of mustard. It's a Dijon mustard. You don't have to have Dijon. You can have English, but the French one is better.
Yours is looking a little bit.
It's a teaspoon of that.
What's a little bit lumpy there, Gareth?
No, it's fine. It's
No,
fine.
it's a style. It's a style.
Ali, don't whisk it too much. We want it quite rustic. Yeah.
That
Yes.
was the look I was going for.
Oh, okay.
Right, and then now we'll add a bit of salt and pepper to it. So, and some shallots. So, not everyone has shallots. You can use an onion. Yeah. Just finely dice it. It's finely diced. So if we could just put half of that in there, Gareth.
Yeah.
And half of that in there, Ali.
You're going to just envelope it in.
Just envelope it in.
Yes, well, I
Look
have
at that, huh?
Yes.
Right,
You know, like
now,
it's called enveloping.
If you have
Is it? Okay.
It's enveloping in.
tons of fresh herbs, chop them up, throw them in there. If you don't have, a lot of people don't, you can still use mixed herbs in there. I'm just trying to make it as easy as possible. So, a pinch of that each, a little bit more. There we go. Now, we always need salt and pepper. The ideal world would use white pepper because it's a white sauce. Yes, Ali, I'm putting a pinch of that in there. Yeah,
My favourite Himalayan.
Gareth. Yeah,
Lovely. Thank you.
there we go. And a pinch of black pepper. Okay.
It looks like there's something missing.
There is,
something?
there
Oh,
is.
Okay.
You would normally have capers and gherkins,
Okay.
and we'll chop them up very finely. Because we don't have capers, and not everybody has capers and gherkins in the dry stores. You can just use a variation of it. So, Gareth, could you squeeze this lime in there, please, Ali? In there, please, Ali. Yeah.
Did that get you?
It's incompetence. It's just terrible, isn't it?
Oh, it's just me. Everyone expects me to make a mess.
Thank you very much.
Right. So,
Just go through
Give
your
that a little-
glasses.
Gareth, would you like to taste a bit of that?
Rash meat, I think that is almost spectacular. Whereas this, well,
So,
do you want me to taste it? Do you want me to taste it?
Taste a tiny bit.
Can't you judge it? I'm so competitive.
That's not bad.
It's not bad. Huh?
Oh, that's fantastic. That is like the most amazing that I've ever tasted.
Right.
I can't
anyway.
believe I've had a hand in cooking that.
Yeah. So this is your sauces. That's what we need for later. So now we start to the pan. So the pan
This is the exciting
has
bit.
been hot. Yep. It's a heated pan. We're gonna, Ali, would you please get me some of that butter, please? So we're gonna add a little bit of olive oil.
Now, you
That's
love
about-
cooking with butter, don't you? Because it gives that sizzle, doesn't it?
Not the sizzle only. It gives you that flavour.
Browning and
Yes. It gives you that flavour.
okay, there's a knife there.
It gives you that flavour, and the reason why I've added the oil is because the oil will prevent the butter from burning.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because it has a higher density in there, but you'll still get the flavour with the butter. If you're gonna do it properly.
Yeah, most of the time I do that.
So there we go. We've now mixed that together. Don't be alarmed, shallow fry. It is what it is. So now,
I feel really
Shall I put it in
nervous
there
that they're going to crumble.
Oh, there
yeah,
you go. Yeah.
just so Gareth,
Just one at a time?
Don't flop it in. Just put it down slowly.
Very gently.
There we go. Lovely.
No?
Yeah, follow the way around.
Okay.
Yeah. So then you can put one more, and then you can put the breaded ones down. Three of the breadcrumb ones. Yeah. Lovely.
Gareth, are you going to take this home with you to eat
Yeah.
later? I think you should.
Should we try that one, Gareth?
Just think how impressed the kids are going to be that
Right.
Dad cooked
That's
these.
fine. So now,
They won't believe it.
Well,
so
it
we'll
must
turn
be.
the heat up just a little bit. We'll move this out of our way. So now we no longer have any prep to do, so we can clean now
Okay.
because we're professionals.
Do you want me to do?
No,
You do?
we'll just get our serving plates ready, which is here.
Slap a bit of this on them, make it all competency.
Yep, we're going to do that. So, yeah,
Oh. I can make them look pretty.
of course you can, Ali. So just do it like this. So these are baby leaves we found today, Ali.
And where did these
On
come
one
from?
side.
These are thrown away?
They were going to be.
What is that? Is it spinach?
No,
rocket sort of.
it's baby spinach. It is baby.
Maybe later. My son is into superheroes, Joshua.
Dad's a superhero, isn't he? He's a Harrow hero.
Dad is definitely not that. So I can envisage getting spinach into him on the basis of Popeye.
Popeye, yeah. Do you ever hide stuff? Because AJ, my son, he loves bolognese and curry, but he won't eat any vegetables apart from celery and carrots at night, and they have to be raw.
So-
what I do is I melt down, I blend in carrots and broccoli and celery and all those aubergine, not aubergine, courgette and that, and make it into like this literally a sauce, and then I add it into the bolognese with loads of oxo cubes, so he doesn't know.
Gareth, you've got to keep your eyes on.
Oh, sorry,
Yes,
I'm
Gareth.
begging pardon. All right.
Goodness me!
It's fine.
You should actually market that. You could make a sauce, couldn't you? Because it's such a lot of preparation to get things hidden in kids' food.
Sorry?
Maybe that's my next business, Taz.
What's that, Ali?
Well, we can make a sauce. It's just a vegetable sauce with lots
Yeah.
of flavouring, so it tastes like meat, but it saves the parents having to keep cooking up loads of vegetables, etc.
Look at that, actually.
They do look good,
So we'll
don't
keep it very low. So
And how
the
do you
idea
decide?
is, so you can, them ones we'll put in the oven.
Yeah.
Yeah, 15-20 minutes, about 170, 165.
they? Pass me a tray and I'll put them on.
There we go. They can go in the oven. And now your sauces. This is Gareth's, right? Yeah.
Yes, that's Gareth.
That's my one, yeah.
Yeah.
There we go. So there's your sauce
The
there,
better
Gareth.
one, Gareth. In your defence, yours does look more like what it's supposed to look like. Mine doesn't. Mine, I wouldn't mind too much.
Would you like me to give you some lessons?
And you
Oh,
wouldn't
of
mind?
course. Yeah, no.
Absolutely, yeah. Got to compliment me on how I laid out the fish cakes.
They were lovely, lovely laid out. Annie.
Thank you
It
very
was
much,
Very
Gareth.
impressive job, actually.
Yes, thank you very much. And we didn't break because of your skills in putting the breadcrumbs around the outside of them. You were fantastic. Nothing to do with you, Taz. We've taken over now.
So for the health conscious, they will go in there. Okay. In the oven, done. Ideally, you could just put them on for like I said, 15-20 minutes and you're sorted. Or if you want to freeze them, in the freezer, off it goes.
So now we've done so well,
Yeah.
you're going to give me and Gareth a stall at your event in July. Yeah?
So
Do you want to tell us about the event?
the event is a celebration of the community coming together, in the pandemic. We are calling it Made in Harrow. It's a celebration of Harrow. All the voluntary sector is going to be there. There's going to be entertainment, live music, Trinity 140 are all going to be there. There's going to be food stalls, so all the local artists and crafts, the stands that don't normally get access to showcase or display what they do locally, they're going to be encouraged to be there. We're not going to charge anyone for stands. It's a fundraiser at the same time, and it's the start of an annual event, the 25th of July on a Sunday.
Where?
By the Ark, which is behind Harrow on the Hill station. See, Ali, you're getting me talking.
I'm getting short. Don't you burn our fish cakes?
No, I'm not.
Pardon me.
But yeah, if you could just carry on with the details.
And what time? And that's 11 till 5, is it?
It's 11 till 5, yes.
Right. Okay. And everyone's welcome to come along.
Absolutely.
Obviously taking into consideration social distancing and everything. And people can come along. They can get access to food, drinks.
So what we do, yes.
Yeah.
So there'll be food stalls there.
Right. And you're publicising this at the moment, so for more information, people can go to the London Community Kitchen Facebook pages.
So we have a website, don't we, Dylan? Yeah. It's madeinharrow.org.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And was the fish cooked? The fish was cooked the night before? Or
No,
it was cooked?
Cooked in the morning.
But it was cooked before you...
No, it'd be raw fish. You'd only ever do that to raw fish.
Okay, so what you did this morning...
We
The
made all
fish-
this morning.
So the fish we did
Yes.
was
Was raw.
in the raw cake, was raw fish.
Correct.
Okay. it would be a shame.
So there we go. So you have the one with.
Are they puffy eaters?
This is the one with the pack sage and onion stuffing.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't have breadcrumbs, and this is the one with the breadcrumbs.
Okay, you got
Well done.
fork?
That is cracking.
We have
Should
it.
we invite?
I think you can sit inside and have it.
We're going to eat one.
Definitely.
Yeah. Which one are you eating? You chop one of each in half.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we can.
There we go, Ali.
We're gonna chop one of each
No,
in
you've
half.
got a knife and fork here.
Yeah. So
One
we're gonna.
sec. Yeah, send it out and cut it off.
Yeah, we're gonna cut them both and then put a half on each plate so you can see the inside of it. Don't break.
So nobody normally associates paxo with breadcrumbs or a topping. So it's a really clever, and it'll be very interesting for you to let me know what the flavour is, because that's got sage and onion already on the outside. It'll be interesting for you.
That I respect.
There we go.
Hang on, let's do a picture. Stand in the middle, chef.
Yep. Look at that.
Well done.
I don't think I'm going to become a chef, but I have enjoyed learning
know
how to
what?
make fish cakes. Thank you both very
I
much.
don't think you are going to become a chef either. So
Brilliant.
okay, we're going to try this then.
Right, the proof is in the
Taz,
pudding.
thank you very much.
Okay.
Put it down.
That is not bad.
Mm.
That is not bad.
You see, it is really, I promise you, you go to a nice upmarket bistro, you can be served this.
Yeah.
Spend anything from £15 upwards to have this served for you. And it's very simple to make, to put together, and it complements the weather. It's a very nice summery dish as well. Nice bit of greens on the side, little sauce, and you're done. And it's easy.
Was it easy for you?
It's easy with an expert.
Thank
and
you. I'm not really an
and
expert.
a semi-expert standing next to me.
So, thank you, Gareth. Thank you,
Cheers.
Ali.
No,
Thanks
thanks
a
very
lot.
much for the
Yeah.
opportunity.
Thanks.
No
Cheers.
problem, you're
It's
more than
great.
welcome. Thank you.
And a big shout out to all the carers and all the volunteers in Harrow. Keep being amazing and doing what you're doing, because without you guys, we can't do what we're doing.
That's absolutely true. I know people who are carers now and who've been carers in the past, and the love and the commitment they show to the person they're looking after is just extraordinary. And a huge shout out to you. This has been a bit of fun for me, but the message to carers that you are appreciated. There is someone who will come and help you if you need that help, because we all do at some point in our lives and in our roles. Don't hold back. Ask for help. Harrow Carers in particular is here, as is London Community Kitchen.
We do
And if you really need it, I'm always happy to try and help as well.
We do have a dedicated email address as well at Harrow Council, which is carers@harrow.gov.uk. So any issues you have, anything you need support with, if you're having trouble getting through at any point, send an email to me at carers@harrow.gov.uk, and I will be the person responding to you.
Thank you.